Welcome back, everyone, to Speak Your Truth with Charlie. I am Charlie. Hi. So, there are some news and current events. Let me put my focals on, my bifocals on, because I cannot see without them. Matter of fact, they need a little bit of cleaning. So let me do that right quick. So there are some news and current events as well as updates that I want to share with you guys today. And all of the new news and truth is going to be right here. So good morning, truth seekers. Happy Tuesday to you. So I have my notes right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get into that. I hope you guys are doing amazing on this Tuesday. So first off, I was so happy to hear that Miss Carly Russell was found alive. You may have heard she was missing, I want to say about 3 or 4 days. And everybody I was seeing on social media was saying like to pray for her. So I started getting involved in the story once I had, saw all of that on social media. So obviously I said a prayer for her, and I'm sure you did as well. But reports are that she was taken to the UAB hospital in Birmingham. And I just recently saw something, I believe it was yesterday, on social media, and where her boyfriend allegedly confirmed that Miss Carly Russell was kidnapped. So that's why she was, missing, because she was actually kidnapped. So I say allegedly because we don't know 100% how true that is. And over here, we're going to give the actual facts and truth that we know. Okay. So as of this morning, I looked online to see if there were any updates. And the only update was that she was evaluated at the hospital and has since been released, which is great news for her and her family that she is actually alive and doing well, okay? I don't know about where you are, but where I am, it has been extremely hot. I'm just sipping on. If you're concerned at all or curious, I'm just sipping on hot cocoa this morning. But, which is crazy because it's super hot here already. Let me see what it is right now. I'll tell you guys in 1 second. So it's 10 o'clock, right? And it's 86 degrees. And I'm still sipping on hot cocoa. I didn't want coffee this morning, so I actually went with the hot cocoa. But anyway, and my attire, I just wanted to look kind of fancy for you guys this morning. So there that is. But anyway, it's been super hot, and for the last few days here in Apple Valley, we've been between the temperatures of 108 and 113. Yes, 108 and 113. So actually we have a heat advisory in our area up until I believe it's 10 p.m. tonight. And so that's because of the hot weather. And what the report has said was that I guess if the weather is going to improve tomorrow, then the heat advisory will be off. If it does go to warmer temperature above 113, then the heat advisory will be extended. So we'll see how that goes, okay? So I wanted to remind you guys that I am having a discussion today with my friend, Myra Likes, and I wanted you guys to keep an eye out for that. I'm sorry, I was losing my track, my train of thought. But so I wanted you guys to keep an eye on that. Either I'm going to post it today, our discussion, or I'm going to go ahead and post it tomorrow. Okay. And Myra is going to give us her hands-on experiences with having lupus. So if you know anyone that's experiencing the lupus disease, you know, tell them about this particular discussion that we're going to have, because this particular discussion that I wanted to have was to bring insight to lupus, and that's what I want to do over here, is to bring insight to things that, you know, we may not know too much about, or someone else has been experiencing it. So I want them to bring their experience and basically, you know, give their testimony of what they're dealing with and how it can help someone else, right? So that's what I want to be doing over here. I will share my experiences with different things that I have. And if you haven't watched the discussion that I had about 2 weeks ago with my other friend, Inger, that was a really good discussion too. And we talked about personal issues that women have and the taboo behind it, basically. You know, no one is really talking about it, and people are experiencing it, like heavy periods and fibroids and all these other things that women have been dealing with. So if you haven't checked that out, please make sure to check that out. It's a 1 and 2 part, because I was having such a hard time to upload it, so I separated it and did 1 part and 2 part, and the second part rather. So make sure to check out both of those videos as well. We did that earlier this month, and today, this afternoon to be exact, I will be having another discussion with Myra, so look forward to seeing that. I had told you guys a while back that I was also going to be having a discussion with another lady that is a part, or was a part, of my women's club, and she has been battling cancer. She's in remission now, which is a great thing. So I want to bring her on the show as well, but she got into a major car accident, and so that's why, should probably bring that over, right? That's probably why we haven't had our discussion as of yet. We were planning to have it, and then the car accident happened. So there's that. So we have spoken, and we are going to be rescheduling that. So I'm hoping by the beginning of August I can have that discussion with her, because I know in the next few months we're going to have the Cancer Awareness Month in October. So anyone that might be dealing with something like that can definitely take that pertinent information and, you know, use it. She's gonna basically share with us, you know, what are some of the circumstances that she's been dealing with, the doctors that actually were able to assist her, and the different programs that were able to assist her too, you know, and like basically the backstory. So I definitely am excited about having that discussion with her as well. Okay, so let's get into some other things that I wanted to discuss. So Sunday, I normally watch George Stephanopoulos. So let me make sure. Hold on 1 second, you guys. You know, I'm still learning all of this stuff, and I just want to make sure I didn't have the mic on. So I wanted to make sure that that was okay. So getting back to George Stephanopoulos. So he's someone that I watch every Sunday. Excuse me, you guys. My throat is getting dry. That is some good cocoa. Swiss does it right with my lactose milk. You know. Ooh, that tastes so good. So anyway, sorry you guys. So this past Sunday, on George Stephanopoulos. Now, first of all, let me just tell you guys, he's on every Sunday. I love him. Hi, George. You know, and your beautiful wife and all your kids and everything. I love me some George. And I'm going to tell you guys why I love his show so much. It's because it gives you different perspectives. And that's what I tend to like. I don't want a show just swaying this way or, you know, that way. I want them to give me the different perspectives and not be biased, right? And so that's what I love about his show, and he's very detailed, and I love that too. All of the research that he does, and it gives you the view for the whole week of different topics that's been going on. And okay, so I watched George Stephanopoulos this week. So I believe it was like 3 videos of some pertinent things that I saw on the show, and I just taped them on my phone. I went ahead and uploaded them to the Facebook group, which is Speak Your Truth with Charlie on Facebook, and I'll put the link in the description box so you guys could check that out as well. And so this Sunday, like I said, I taped those 3 videos, and so I want to show some of that on here, but I can't show the entirety of it. But you can definitely, all of the videos that I uploaded, you can go ahead and check that out on the Facebook group page, okay? So let's see. And then that was the other thing. They also, on George Stephanopoulos, they always get the view of the current events or current topics with both the Republicans and also the Democrats. And you might have heard me talk about that before on this channel. I just love that show. So even if I miss the news programs the whole week, I make sure that on Sunday, I have already showered, I got my coffee, and at 8 o'clock, I'm posted in front of the TV, for sure. So, and then all of these topics for the whole week, they go ahead and, you know, discuss them around a round table that they also have. And I believe the round table is normally about 10 minutes. And then they have on one side of the round table the Republicans, and then on the other side it's always the Democrats as well. So I tend to love that because it gives you 2 perspectives, and it really lets you see, you know, some of the Republicans too that have been backing Trump. Now it's a lot of perspective with those same Republicans that are not so much backing him and actually telling it like it is. So we got to see Christie, that's also Republican, and he was a really good friend of Trump, and he's now letting it be. Well, actually, to be honest with you, Christie has always, you know, since Trump was president, former president, he has always been like outing him, right? But even more so now that he's running for president. And if you didn't know that, that's what's happening now. He was governor, now he's running for president. And he's one of the first Republicans to actually say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and put myself in the running against Trump, which I find just totally like, whoa, you know what I mean? Somebody is actually going against Trump, right? So honestly, that's the deal about the round table. And it got me to thinking about Jada Pinkett Smith. And I know I'm kind of like going all over the place right now. Just follow with me, okay? Because, you know, she had the round table, the red round table, as it were. And it got me to thinking, like, maybe her red round table, discussion that she would have was basically based on the one she saw on George Stephanopoulos' show, allegedly, because I don't know that for sure, but it just got me to thinking, about that, because they have the different topics as well, even though she wasn't so much into the political side, but she would talk about current events and certain circumstances that people were dealing with, right? Okay, I digress, right? But side note, though, Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk, I wanted to see what was going on with that. So I did some digging, right? And if you remember, she did her table talk with her mother and also her daughter. And they would have different discussions and have like celebrity guests on and discuss certain things, whether it was like depression they were going through, mental health in some form, or some other issue. Maybe it was drug abuse or something like that, right? And so they would come on their show and talk about that. But in me doing some digging, I saw that the show was actually canceled, right? And it's been canceled since May 1st, 2023. And what the sources cited was that Jada Pinkett was basically moving away from producing original programming, right? Okay, what does that mean, right? You don't want to do original programming, you're an actress, you've been doing this all this time, right? She does music and all that, so why wouldn't you want to do original programming, right? Because that's a way to get your point across, is what I was thinking, right? Like, that doesn't really make sense, right? But I digress again. But when I was reading this other article, was stating that Meta or Facebook are the ones that actually cancel Red Table Talk because they no longer wanted Facebook watched originals on their platform, is what it says, right? So I was like, it looks like both parties are taking credit for the cancellation, but either way, no matter whom is right, the show was actually canceled, right? So that's what we do know. We do know. As far as why it was canceled or who canceled it, allegedly one side is saying they didn't want to do original shows anymore from the Jada side, and Meta, Facebook, is saying we canceled it because we don't want to have that watched on our platform anymore. Originals, they don't want that on their platform. So who knows, but that's what's out there. So either way, like I said, the show is canceled. And I watched a lot of the shows. I thought they were very informative. They had a lot of controversy, though, with some of the things between her and her husband. But for the most part, I thought it was pretty good, But I know a lot of people didn't like the show anymore for whatever reason, So anyway, so getting back to George Stephanopoulos, like I told you, I taped those discussions, and you can definitely watch them in the entirety on my Facebook group. And that's Speak Your Truth with Charlie, the Facebook group. We're also over here on YouTube, right? So make sure to like, subscribe, and share. It really does help the channel to grow, okay? So please do that for me. I am going to continuously bring you content so that, you know, you could see different topics, different discussions, different things on here. Because, you know, the channel has been up for a while. But I will be the first to admit that I haven't been doing my very best to put content on here, but I will be doing that from here on out. So as long as you're a viewer, you will have content to watch. You will be seeing me come on here every week and, you know, tell you something that's going on or something that I saw in the news or in, you know, current events or anything in particular. But it's going to definitely be the truth, whatever that is. I'm not just going to make up something just to be on here having a discussion with you. And like I also told you, I am going to be having discussions with different ones about different things that they're personally going through, because that's what I want it to be on here. I want it to be informative. I want you guys to come back. I want you to enjoy. I want you to have a good time as well, right? So, one of the things that I noticed with George Stephanopoulos this week was that they were having a lot of discussions, and a lot of people were concerned about the third party candidate in the 2024 election, because most feel that will allow Trump to win by default, because the American people will be confused when casting their vote, essentially. Well, in my opinion, we saw how it was when Trump was president. We have seen how it is as Biden is president. You can make your own determination. I don't really get into the politics of it in that way. You just have to make your own decision. Look at both candidates that are before us right now, because they're saying that Trump is the top runner, and we know Biden is still running, right? They're both older gentlemen, right? And so we have to make that determinations for ourselves. And I think, and call me crazy, I think the American people are very smart. And I don't think they're going to allow themselves to be confused by picking a candidate because there is a third party selection that's not either a Republican or a Democrat. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess it's yet to be seen what's going to happen, but we still have time. And you can see what I was going to say on the Trump side. You could see how he was as president, right? Because we've had that already. And you can see how Biden was or is as president. I will say this, though. In regards to Biden, I would really hope that it would be another Democrat that would step up. Because in some ways, I do think Biden is getting older. I really would like to see another Democrat step up and I know this is going to be harsh to say, but one thing that I'm thinking about in the Biden scenario, right, and I'm just being honest, I'm not a humongous fan of Camila, whatever her name is, the vice president. No disrespect. And so if something was to happen to Biden, right, then she would be the main one to step up and then be president. And I don't know all of her policies, right? And I don't know her experience level to be president. Yes, she's vice president, but what have we seen her do as vice president? Just my personal opinion. Excuse me. She's been to the background a lot, right? And so I want my president to be to the front. And even though I've seen so much things that Biden has said that he was doing when he was going to, when he was trying to get elected, he did a lot of that. I'll give him that, right? But at the same time, do we want to put the government into Kamala's hands if something happens to Biden? That's my only reservation. And his age, right? So that's something to discuss. But I'm going to show you one of these videos because I can't get into everything. But I'll show you one that okay, you might just have to hear it because can you hear that? Let me move my drink over here before I get a spill. Okay, so you want to check out the round table one. This was the one with Chris Christie. He's talking about the Ukraine, the U.S. supporting Ukraine right now. But he's going to also get into the third-party candidate. So he's talking about Trump right now and basically how he's going to show up for the debate because of his ego. That's what Chris Christie was talking about here. And he's given some of the facts as to what Trump didn't do as president that he said he would do. He didn't replace Obamacare and some of the other things. He has a record that's not great. He's talking about Trump again. A horrible midterm performance is what he said about Trump. So you see how he's just bashing Trump, and you really haven't seen that from a lot of Republicans at all. they act like they don't even know what's going on when it comes to talking about Trump. Like, what? He did that? And then they have nothing to say. Every time you ask them a question, what? So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. But like I said, I will definitely put all of those discussions. I will post a link to the group so that you could go there and view all three of them. And, you know, it's some really pertinent information that you're going to want to check out. So I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday. I thank you for joining me this morning. And until next time, you guys, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing the channel. But also make sure that you guys are checking out all of my discussions that I'm having. If you didn't check out the 1-2 with Dr. Peacock, who is my therapist, make sure to check that out as well, because that was a really good discussion that we had about mental health. So, you know, I'm going to bring the real deal over here. And so I definitely am appreciative of you that have subscribed thus far and are checking out the channel. And those of you that are going to be new and checking out the channel, welcome. And until next time, bye-bye, everyone. I am Charlie, and this is Speak Your Truth with Charlie.